These entitled people need a reality check compilation. Today we're looking at a bride who made a profit off her bachelorette trip. That's just smart business. I'm kidding. With friends like these, who needs anemones? So much tea! Oh, girl, spill it. Spill it! I got my tea cup. There's nothing in it. But maybe you can fill my cup with this story. I'm glad I can spill to my Reddit community because I can't gossip about it to my family. We're your family now. About 6 months ago, the bride planned her destination bachelorette trip and charged each of the girls, 11 of them, $650 for the Airbnb. How long was that stay? Was that like a week? Because if that's like a week, that's not so bad. But I digress. I was salty about the high cost, but it's my sister-in-law, so I sucked it up and paid her. I was also suspicious about the high as price, so I did cross-check the Airbnb listing and it checked out. Yes, this bee wanted a $2,300 a night beachfront house. That's a lot, but like, it might be fun. I am curious about how long it was for. So 11 girls, $650. I can't do that math. What's the math?
That's over $7,000.
I'm just hoping she tells me so I don't have to do the math. Well, today I'm chatting about wedding stuff with my brother, who is marrying future sister-in-law. And he said something along the lines of, what a relief her dad paid for the Airbnb because that would have been so expensive for your group. Okay, oh, that's news. I about choked. I said, hey, are you sure about that? Because all 11 girls paid $650 for the house alone. Maybe run it by her. His face turned purple, so I take it he had no idea.
Oh my.
The audacity.
That sneaky bitch!
To add to the greed going on here, when I got married, I flew her out, paid for her accommodations, paid hair and makeup, paid for her bridesmaid's dress, paid transportation because she was going through a hard time. Now she has the balls to steal from me. Oh my goodness. The sheer audacity of this entitled bride. And how did she think that you weren't gonna find out? I get that weddings are expensive, but don't have one if it requires stealing from your bridesmaids. I'm assuming I'm the only bridesmaid who's aware of what's going on here and not sure if I should spill to the group or just let it go. No, you're gonna need to tell people because I think that they would probably want to know that. There is a chance her dad stepped in and paid for it after the fact and she just chose not to refund us. I'm not clear on the exact situation and want to avoid embarrassing my brother. I'm gonna need some more details. If somebody is paying for that Airbnb, you guys should be reimbursed in some way. Like the money that you gave her should also be going toward drinks or bottles or like activities or whatever. You shouldn't have to pay the $650 and then on top of that pay for like expenses.
Give me my money!
And for those of you who feel like $650 is a lot for a bachelorette trip, it is a lot for accommodations. It definitely is, but you don't have to go. It's optional. If someone wants you to go on a destination bachelorette trip, they want you to pay $650, just don't go if that's too expensive. It's not a big deal. It also depends on how long it is, because if it's $650 for like a week's stay, that's not so bad. I'm just saying. Update number 1. Thanks for all the advice and support. Yes, I agree with most of you who are saying I'm morally obligated to spill the beans because $650 is not child's play. Yeah, you need to tell them. I would want to know that little tidbit of information. This is what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to talk to my brother and give him a chance to clear it up with sister-in-law before I make a scene. Okay, that's good. Because like, you know, it could be a little miscommunication, right?
Wrong.
We like to give people the benefit of the doubt on this channel. We don't like to be really reactive. Unless, of course, we don't have another option but to be very reactive. It's good to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially considering your brother is marrying this person. Before I make a scene, I want to understand what's really going on. For example, did daddy pay for the trip but sister-in-law decided to put that toward different wedding expenses? Things like that. That answer will determine when and how I tell the rest of the bridesmaids. I'm going to give my brother only 1 to 2 days because this trip is literally next week. Stay tuned for update number 2. Oh girl, I'm on the edge of my seats. So I regrouped with my brother. My mom also stepped in, bypassed by my brother, and got some more info directly from her dad. Here's the tea. Glug, 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 glug. Future sister-in-law's dad did not offer to cover the cost until a few months after we all paid for the trip. This was after he found out the cost and was pissed that she chose a $2,300 a night house and asked us to pay. Apparently, he threatened not to pay for the wedding if she added more expenses onto the wedding party. Turns out she originally wanted it at the Maldives and he forbid her, right? Because the Maldives is like the most expensive friggin' place to go and stay in the world. Go there for your honeymoon, babes. Don't make 11 people pay for that shit. According to my mom, who chatted with him directly, he felt embarrassed when he heard about the Airbnb price and wanted to save face with my side of the family. So he gave sister-in-law about $7,000 to cover the cost of this house. She was supposed to refund us, but obviously that never happened. Absolutely not! Oh, hell no. Oh, she's swindling you. I hate it. I hate it so much. This is where it gets good. This is where it gets good. My gosh. So my mom went total FBI and learned that in addition to not paying us, sister-in-law didn't put the money toward a different wedding expense either. She doesn't have it. So where did it go? What did she spend it on? Did she just get like a new purse or something? There is currently a full-blown investigation going down between our two families right now. I have been asked by my mom not to alert the baby mamas. Sorry, BM, like I thought maybe it could be baby mamas, but it's bridesmaids. Bridesmaids just yet until we get the last bits of info and come to a resolution with both sister-in-law and her dad. But we will tell them ASAP one way or another. The sheer audacity of this bride. You gotta be some kind of stupid to think that people aren't gonna find this out. Update number 3. The plot thickens. So as this drama is all unfolding, the maid of honor, who doesn't know what's going on yet, is continuing her duties. We get a 4-paragraph text from her outlining the dress code for each night of the bachelorette per the bride's orders. Oh God, I hate the matching outfits. I'm going on a bachelorette trip. My good friend's getting married. So she wanted us to all wear black on one day and she was gonna wear white, right? Like that's easy enough. Like most of us own a black bathing suit, not a big deal. But some people wanted to like wear whatever they wanted. They had like outfit plans and like they didn't necessarily want to wear black on this specific day. So we mentioned it to the bride and the bride goes, oh, well, why don't you guys just all wear nude? Nude?
What?
Does that mean that we're all going to look naked while you're wearing white? And Vanessa is coming too, right? Because Vanessa's really good friends with the bride as well. And Vanessa is black, so does Vanessa wear brown? Like, are we all meant to look naked? Like, it's almost worse than wearing black. It's like, okay, can we just wear black instead?
It's too late for that.
Keep in mind, the bride is asking us to go all out and buy new outfits for each night of the trip. Oh, jeez. And the themes are wild. Animal print Thursday, faux fur Friday, sparkle dress Saturday, and Barbie brunch Sunday. Jeez Louise. Like, I mean, those themes do sound fun, but like, I don't know. I'm just really not a fan of everybody wearing the same color. Like, you know, when you see a bachelorette party in like coordinating outfits that they're going to be out of control. As if we're all gonna go out and buy that stuff 1 week before the trip or at all. Yeah, see, this is the thing, is like, you gotta give people notice, because then like, you know, we can plan things, we can kind of like look through our closets, borrow things from each other so we don't have to buy everything. Thankfully, the bridesmaids seem to be waking up to the BS. Several of them wrote back saying they won't be able to pull together those outfits in time and flat out said it's not going to happen. Oh, period, yes, stand your ground, besties. But that is just a side story to the absolute show that is unfolding. My mom is very much involved now as she's paid a decent chunk of this wedding as well and does not like that the bride is throwing around thousands of dollars from her dad as well as lying to the bridal party. Imagine that. You're making all of your best friends give you a bunch of money when they don't have to, just so that you can have the bachelorette of your dreams. That is some shady shit. I would not be surprised if she didn't have a bachelorette party after all of this. Because even if it's all like a benefit of the doubt kind of situation and she was planning on like, you know, treating you guys to something, because that's a possibility too, right? Like she could have put together like a chef or like paid for dinner a bunch of the nights so that you guys didn't have to pay for it and she was gonna surprise you. Like, I don't know, but just still the fact that she kept it from you is shady. She set up a meeting directly with sister-in-law to cut the BS and explain what's going on. She told sister-in-law she's going to inform the baby mamas. Bridesmaids. BM stands for bridesmaids, Charlotte. Herself, unless she gets a valid answer. At this point, I'm just shoveling down popcorn waiting for the events to unfold. I will be back tonight with hopefully the final update. Update number 4. A swan ice sculpture. That's what the money went to? Something that's literally going to melt and won't exist after a few hours. $7,000 for something that literally will not exist. Kind of like your marriage. I'm sorry. I had to. That was mean. I'm sorry. Can you please forgive me for that? I'm sorry. I got a little carried away.
That escalated quickly.
She used the $7,000 to book a swan-shaped ice sculpture to be displayed at the reception and didn't tell anyone. Turns out her dad banned her from adding any more extras to the wedding design because it was already so expensive and unnecessary. I mean, especially considering the wedding might not even happen. At this point, you're just setting yourself up for divorce and all that. When he Venmo'd her for the Airbnb, she thought she was being sneaky and kept it instead. She didn't even tell my brother this. He only found out that her dad decided to cover the Airbnb because those two went out for cigars one night and it came up. That's shady as hell. So that mystery is solved thanks to my mini FBI crew, but now the real questions remain. Where the hell is my $650 and how to break the news to the bridesmaids?
It's showtime!
Out of the kindness of her soul, my mom is giving sister-in-law 24 hours to confess to the bridesmaids and figure out how to pay us back our money. Because you know what? I did not spend $650 on some damn ice. I have kids to feed. I have bills to pay. That's what's up, babes. It is taking everything in me not to text the bridesmaids group right now, but my mom is trying to give sister-in-law one opportunity to do the right thing. This has been a roller coaster. I don't know if anyone here is still interested. Yes, bestie. Yes, we are here for the tea. I'm here, ready and willing. But let me know if I should post the final outcome with the bridesmaids in the last update. We're halfway through, guys. We are not even close to being done. Okay, as promised, here is the last tea served boiling hot. This is a long update, and I'm gonna try and get everything in. First, let's start with the bride's explanation to her family, myself, my mom, my brother, her fiance, and her dad. She broke down crying, saying that wedding planning has been getting to her head, and she's been crushed under the pressure to have the perfect wedding. You can have a perfect wedding without a $7,000 ice sculpture, bestie.
It's not true. It's bullshit.
Which she felt couldn't go on without this alleged ice swan. I feel like this swan is just a metaphor for this engagement. Slowly melting away as time goes on and more information comes to light. I didn't buy her sob story. After this whole incident, I think she is a delusional, controlling, attention-starving bridezilla who is using the wedding as a way to compete with other girls on Instagram. Ain't that just the truth, you know? I feel like social media has totally ruined weddings and marriages and bachelorette trips because it's like everybody wants to appear like they have the perfect relationship, that they want to just rub it in everybody's faces. And like, I feel like that is a sign that it's not that perfect, you know? That's why you should take everything you see on social media, you should look at it with a critical eye, because oftentimes them that they display to the world is
The exact opposite
of how it really is. By the way, her job is an influencer, if I didn't mention that yet. Oh wow, you didn't mention that. That's helpful. That is very helpful. Thank you. Next, let's get into the matter of the missing $7,000 and whether we're getting our money back. The sad, gut-wrenching answer, probably not. Okay, so are you still going on this bachelorette trip or what? Her dad said he has already paid the Airbnb cost once and he will not do it again. Honestly, at this point, I would not want to go on a bachelorette party with someone like this. She should like pay everybody back for that. Wait, have we just discovered the math? So the cost of the Airbnb is $2,300 per night. 3 nights. 3 nights! $650. Hell no. That's crazy. The whole point in like splitting like a big beachfront property, like a big house with someone, is so that you save costs. He said his daughter is 31 and needs to get herself out of her own mess and figure out how to make it right. She chimed in that the 7K is gone now and asked how she would possibly pay us back. With a job, does she like not work? My brother refused to pay for her screw up. So you guys have to pay for the screw up? Absolutely not. Let's see if she feels that way if you take her to small claims. While I love that everyone is finally forcing this B to be an adult, I would like my money back more. Unfortunately, we're not gonna get it unless she magically wins the lottery or gets a real job. Oh geez. So influencing doesn't pay well? For those that ask, there's nothing we can do legally. We all willingly paid a fixed amount and we would have to move mountains and spend more money to sue. Yeah, that's a good point. With a bunch of you, it might not be as hard. Plus, while she was incredibly shady and a terrible friend, she technically didn't do anything wrong that we could prove. Now on to the bridesmaids. After some threats from my mom, sister-in-law finally broke down and contacted the, I almost said it again, bridesmaids in our group chat. She sent a text that made my skin crawl. Ugh.
Hey ladies,
You're my bride squad, so I feel compelled to share that my dad recently offered to pay for our batch accommodations. However, being that the wedding is so expensive, I've decided to put his donation toward a wedding expense. I hope you all understand, and I can't wait to party with you all next week.
I like how we are leaving out the part that the wedding expense was an ice swan. Oh, hell no! I immediately replied back, making sure everyone knew the expense was an ice sculpture. An ice swan! Come on, people! Many of them replied and expressed how they would have loved to use that $650 for something more important. But ultimately, no one has backed out. One of the girls started a side chat without the bride and asked if there's any chance of us getting our money back if we force sister-in-law to cancel the reservation. Sometimes with Airbnbs, they give you a couple of months to cancel, at least like a partial refund, but like not a week out. Unfortunately, since we're only a week out, we aren't eligible for a refund. They decided to go through with the batch or else it would be a literal waste of $650. Yeah, but why do you want to party with someone like that? Like that is going to be just $650 to cry and fight. On a beach somewhere. I mean, better to cry and fight on a beach than at home in the snow, I guess. As for myself, I'm in the same boat. I'd rather run myself over than go on this trip, but $650 is not a small amount, and I can't fathom just throwing it down the drain. I haven't made my final decision yet. If I do go, it will solely be to avoid eating the $650 plus my airfare. I will not be doing any of the planned events or outfits or contributing even $1 more. I would have my own mini vacation as best I can. I'm really upset that it seems like this crazy person is gonna get her way after all. No! No! Please tell me there's a happy ending! No! I need closure! I crave it! Mini update. There are so many curious comments coming in, I wanted to keep you in the loop. More drama has unfolded among the bridesmaids. The side text without the bride popped off, and we've all agreed to do the following. We will be going on the trip, but it is no longer a bachelorette trip. Ooh, I like that. We will all be taking personal vacations with our hubbies / significant others while staying at the property. That's what's up. Okay, and then you guys can like split it with your significant others. We were forced into this beachfront mansion plus airfare, so we're gonna make the most of it. Love that. We've all backed out of hosting and paying for the bridal shower. That sculpture, was it worth losing all of those friends, 11 of them? The bride will need to find another way to move forward if she wants to have it. We will attend as guests if she has it, and we will not be gifting anything. Mother of the bride is absolutely furious. More on this later. We're letting the bride know she needs to cancel the ice swan and give us our money back. After some more research, we doubt all of the $7K went toward the alleged swan because it doesn't seem like they cost that much. Very interesting. I won't be back for a while because I want to save my next update for after the trip. Stay tuned. Oh God, I'm just itching to find out how this went. Itching. Anybody else?
Of course!
Final update number 6. Warning, this is a long one. I'm here for the tea. I'm ready. Let me start with this. There is no ice swan. No, it can't be so. It can't. There never was an ice swan. It was all an elaborate fabrication designed to distract everyone from where the missing $7,000 actually went. Rest in peace, ice swan. Turns out, there was a reason behind sister-in-law's luxury bachelorette location. Here's what happened. All the bridesmaids show up to the beachfront mansion with our significant others. Sister-in-law has already been made aware that it was no longer a bachelorette. But to our complete shock, she was still stunned that we actually meant it. I'm sorry, did we not understand the gravity of what we've just done to our friends? She arrived last in her pre-booked limo, absolutely fuming that no one else showed up to the limo meeting spot at the airport.
And she deserved that.
She was the only one still sticking to the original itinerary. Then she was flabbergasted that the husbands and significant others were with us. It was a comedy show at best. Oh, brother. Anyway, we went about our individual mini vacations, and eventually someone realized it had been about 48 hours since anyone had seen sister-in-law. I assumed she was mad and either flew home or went to stay somewhere else. Then, the unthinkable unfolds. Sister-in-law rolls up the driveway in a wheelchair, being pushed by 2 female nurses? What the actual is going on? The entire group just jumped into action thinking something horrible happened. Everyone ran over to see what was going on, but the nurses ushered us away and wheeled sister-in-law into her room. At this point, I'm actually very concerned. We're all banging on her door and asking if she's okay. The nurses eventually leave and say they legally can't reveal the nature of her health issue, but assure us she's fine. Is this some like big elaborate ploy to make all of you feel bad for her? I call my brother and mom, but I get no answer, so I finally decide to call her mom, aka the mother of the bride, who was furious that we took over the bachelorette party. Mother of the bride reveals what actually took place. She isn't sick, she didn't have a health issue, there was no accident. She got her boobs done. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. No fucking way. That's where the $7,000 went. Did we decide we're getting our boobs done before or after? Because how do you suddenly have the money for a boob job? Yes, folks, you read that correctly. She had planned, as part of the original itinerary, to disappear for an afternoon and return with a new set of melons. No. No, absolutely not, no. The location of the beachfront mansion is conveniently 5 minutes away from a very famous cosmetic surgeon's office. The reason she needed this giant property was not to really host 11 girls. It was to host 11 girls plus the surgery recovery nurses and personal chef she reserved for after the operation.
Wow.
This is so ridiculous. This honestly is probably one of the craziest Bridezilla stories I've ever heard. There is so much more that we need to unpack. I honestly don't know where to begin. We got bullet points. What was her mother's knowledge, involvement in all of this? What was the cost of the procedure? Guessing around $7,000. And why was it meant to be a part of the batch? That is so weird, man. That is so weird. What was the purpose of the ice swan lie? What the fuck? Will the bridesmaids, myself included, pursue legal action? I think you probably should at this point, but I mean, you did go on the trip, so I feel like you're kind of fucked now. Where does this leave my brother? Is this lady okay mentally? Was this a horribly misplaced cry for attention? Was it an FU to the bridesmaids somehow? So many questions remain. I'm only a few hours back from this trip, so this is all the information I have right now. I was intending for this to be my final update, and I just want to say thank you for all your support, advice, bags of popcorn, and funny input. This has been a wild ride, and I'm glad I could share it with you. So far, we've had this crazy idea picked up by a news publication, multiple podcasts, and a magazine. I literally want to write a book about this experience. And guess what? You on Charlotte Dobre's YouTube channel now too. You made it. Way to be relevant. I've already revealed a great deal of info to protect my brother's privacy moving forward. I think I need to step away from the updates. Oh God, I'm just itching to know. Did he go through with the wedding? Like, did he? That is some crazy shit. For those of you who are this delulu, don't do this.
Get some help.
You're gonna lose all your friends. You're gonna create some serious trust issues. And you're probably gonna lose your husband. Like, I would be very, very surprised, OP, if your brother still marries this person. Because, like, what the actual is wrong with you? Honestly, sue her if you can. Get a lawyer up. Update, the wedding is off. How many what? Can't say I'm surprised. Can't say I'm surprised at all.
Oh, there's a big surprise.
I'm not sure I would want to marry someone who I found out scammed all of her friends out of $7,000 so that she could get a boob job. All right, y'all, get your comfy socks on and your popcorn. Girl, I've been ready. Look at this. Look at this. There are unicorns on these bad boys. I've been holding on to this update for so long and I have to get it all out there. I feel like at this point, we've all become good friends. Yes, we have. Hello, nice to meet you. Thank you for sharing your amazing story. Literally, when I do these updates, I like to imagine we're all sitting together, eating snacks and gossiping. I'm on a desktop right now, so you know I mean business. Oh, I do, girl, I do. Anyways, let me start with this. The wedding is officially off.
That's an incredible. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
I know a lot of you out there were team cancel the wedding, so this should warm your soul. It does. It does. It makes me happy. Sorry, I don't like to enjoy people's downfalls, but like I feel like it's kind of warranted in this very special case. For me personally, I wanted it to work out for my brother despite her insanity. I was kind of hoping this would somehow all blow over like a bad dream and he could finally find normalcy again. Unfortunately, that is not at all the case. Here's what happened. When I last updated you, sister-in-law had pulled up to the bachelorette with a set of new melons and shocked us all. We were left wondering, WTF? And I told you I needed to stop the updates to protect my brother's privacy. Well, that has all changed now. Good. And I've been given permission by my brother to spill the
Let's go.
My brother was aware that sister-in-law had planned on getting a breast augmentation at some point this year. He actually knew it would be during the bachelorette trip. Despite thinking it was very weird, he wanted to support her. So he kept her surprise a secret. What he did not know was that she may have used the bridesmaid's money, or even her dad's, to finance it. But it turns out she did not in fact use our money. Whoa, wait a second. Or her dad's money to pay for the new titties. That's because her procedure was on the house. Why, you ask? Stop. No, what am I reading right now? What did I just read? She's been having an affair with the surgeon for over a year. Bombastic side eye! Yes, you read that correctly. She's been diddling her married plastic surgeon for more than 14 months. He is a very well-known plastic surgeon, and his legal team has been on me like white on rice. Girl, thank you so much for risking everything to tell us this tea. There are limits to what I can disclose. At this current moment, I've been advised not to disclose the state he practices in, his name, or any personally identifying details. Back to the story. He wanted to fly her out for a complimentary titty upgrade. No! We found out because his wife! Really putting it all on the line for some new titties, eh? Were they worth it? I gotta see them to find out if they were worth it. You know, like, I really need to see what they look like.
It's for science.
His wife found her sad little influencer Instagram page, tracked her down, and showed up to the family home, which would be her father's house because she still lives there. Oh, dear Lord. Lord Almighty, I pray and I thank you for this tea. I thank you so much. This is the most exciting thing that's happened to me all week. There's so much to say that I think I'm gonna have to split this into 2 updates because my fingers are legit going numb. I really wanted to get that off my chest. I know you might be wanting to know the specifics, like, so where did all the money go after all? I also would like to know that. Was it spent on the ice swan? I'm very confused. Where did that money go? How did the wife find out, and what happened when she showed up? That's an update in itself. How is my brother handling this? Besides, of course, leaving her dusty. What does sister-in-law have to say for herself? I promise I will be back to finish this horror story. We are ready and waiting. And I thought I would just end it with this light little update because she found our video. I thought you should all know that I now have to submit all my updates to an attorney for legal review before I can post them here. Okay, so fair. Might just slow down the process a little bit. You cover your bases, baby girl. You cover those bases.
Steal home his hill and he is safe.
This is primarily because of the high-profile surgeon who is aware of this thread and his legal team. The wife is also in the mix and wants to minimize fallout, so I'm dealing with her people as well. They can't stop me from telling the story, but they can come after me if I disclose specific things. Basically, everyone knows about this post now, sister-in-law included, but I promise I'm coming back to finish spilling the tea for you all on that. Ready your kettles. I've been ready, girl. I've been ready. My teacup's in the wash right now, but I'll make sure it's clean for this. Shout out to the podcast and other channels who picked it up for a live reading. The ones I'm aware of include Thread Talk and Charlotte Dobre. That's me! That's me! I love listening to these. It's a cool perspective. So feel free to DM me if you come across any others. Okay, yeah, just a quick shout out to this creator, DorkVader23 on Reddit, and she's also posting her updates on her Instagram page, Juliet Pepperwood. But I mean, you should also stick around to watch me live update to this. Live react, if you will. Girl, I'm so happy that wedding is off. But I still have so many unanswered questions. Still, though, I'm very, very grateful that your brother is not marrying this person. Bride's best friend booked her wedding the same weekend as we did. My partner and I got engaged in May 2022, and we booked a Friday in September 2024 back in 2022. All right, so it's 2 years. Give everybody a heads up. Told all the close family and friends our plans and our wedding date and location when we booked it, and we were very open to the friends and close family about when and where it was. Then one of the bride's best friends got engaged in the summer of 2023. My fiance, the bride, then asked her friends to be bridesmaids and this newly engaged friends to be maid of honor. In December 2023, the maid of honor approached my fiance about getting married in September of 2024, out of the blue. I mean, that's definitely a lot for 1 month. I got 2 best friends' weddings this year, and they're spaced out by a couple of months, but even that is like a lot. It's a lot. Between all of the wedding events with all of them, it's like a lot. I can't imagine 2 best friends having a wedding in the same month. She said she always wanted a September wedding. Fair, same. And my fiance was a bit shocked and said, it's really not my place to say you can't have a wedding in the same month as I do. Then, a week later,
1 week later,
she says in a friend's group chat that she's booked her venue. They asked where and when. It's about an hour away from where we all mostly live. And it's the day after our Friday wedding. Okay. Yeah, a little close for comfort. Just like, at least it's not the same day, but like, you couldn't have picked a different weekend or something. She also plans on doing the ceremony at noon, and my fiance will be in the bridal party, meeting an 8 a.m. start after your wedding night? Absolutely not. Hell to the no. Same with all my fiance's baby mamas. Bridesmaids, not baby mamas. They'll be in her party. A male friend that's really close to the friend group has a wedding on that Saturday already, so he can't attend her wedding. I'm sorry, the last thing that I would want to do after my wedding, a night where you're literally going to be drinking until like God knows when, is to have to get up the next day at 8 a.m., for 8 a.m., so earlier, pull yourself together, and then go be a bridesmaid in another wedding. Absolutely not. Morning after I get married, I am going to be sleeping until 2 p.m. and then being force-fed caviar and champagne in bed.
This is from last night. We did not finish it.
My fiance instantly rejected the bridesmaid's question, saying it's going to be difficult to attend the wedding, let alone be a bridesmaid. The friend group all expressed the same thing. My fiance also rescinded her maid of honor request due to this friend being too busy to properly be a maid of honor. Okay, so because she chose this wedding date, now she also can't be your maid of honor. I don't know if it's worth the trouble, dude. You really couldn't have just done a different weekend? Some of the friends expressed they don't know if they can financially do 2 bridesmaids back to back like this. That's the other thing too. Like, between my 2 friends getting married and then, 2 other weddings. There's 4 weddings that I'm attending. So bachelorette parties, wedding showers, engagement parties, engagement presents, the wedding itself. One of them's a destination where we have to book an Airbnb. Like, I understand some people wanting to get married right away and that's what they want. But I really, really think that we also need to be considering the financial burden we're putting on other people and also the time that other people have to put in order to celebrate you and your engagement and your wedding. It's a lot. It's a lot for other people. I can tell you right now, I just did a bachelorette party and I'm just to never, ever, ever holding any sort of bachelorette party myself. The amount of stress that it has caused, the amount of money that I have spent. Forget about it. I've never been fond of this friend, in all honesty, and now she's breaking down how she's stressed about planning a wedding with only 9 months. This is the other thing too. Like, I understand you want to get married, but like, that's a little fast. She says she has no help from her fiance with planning. She's using our photographer and florist because she doesn't have time to research, so they just piggybacked onto our research, which I don't care about. This is more of a rant, but man, what an illogical move by this friend to book the day after her best friend's wedding. This is the thing, all right, before I get to the update. If you're gonna book a wedding the same year as your friend, you have like the license to do that. You absolutely do. Everybody's just kind of got to keep in mind that like people only have so much money. There's only so many weekends available. There's only so much time that people can lend to all of your wedding events and all of the gifts that you expect and all of the, shots that we got to buy. We got to be understanding if we are going to book a wedding the same year as another friend, the same month, same weekend, we got to be understanding that other people might not be able to handle it. You're just going to have to be okay with it if people can't show up and people can't spend more money on you. Now to the update. I commented on a couple of posts throughout the thread. However, we have an update as of a few minutes ago. Friends sent out save the dates with September date, day after ours. a couple of weeks ago. This morning, the friend contacted her guest by saying she has gotten the date wrong, and it's actually in August. Okay, so before your wedding. So she's changed it so that she's now getting married before you. Got it. My fiance contacted the friend being like, WTF is happening? And the friend said she moved the date due to the September wedding not working out, but didn't want to say the reason to her family. My fiance said, I'm not in your wedding party, but still, at least you moved the date. If people ask why I'm not, I won't lie and say the story. She wants everybody to be hungover at her wedding. What if you guys had plans to do a honeymoon immediately after? She's being extremely selfish, but it will only be in her own detriment. I mean, at least she moved it, you know, like at least she moved it. Yes, it's before you, blah, blah, blah. There might be a little bit of politics there going on, but like she moved it. So hungover, exhausted, emotionally drained, financially drained. WTF was this girl thinking? Well, this is the thing about people getting married. They kind of just think that because they're getting married, everybody can just suck it up and make it happen. And I'm sorry, but like, it is just so selfish. Like all of it is just so selfish. I hate it. She was trying to divide the loyalties of the friend group. Oh, that's a hot take. Maybe she, you know, had the date and so few people said that they could attend that she was forced to move it. And I feel like that's what would happen, you know? Realistically, if someone did that in my friend group, I'd be like, sorry, man, no way. Literally no way. Because you would effectively probably have to choose one wedding over the other. And you're not gonna do that if you've already agreed to a different wedding.
A woman took to Facebook to share the tale of how her friend was asked to be a bridesmaid for possibly the craziest bride ever. The unnamed woman starts by explaining that Marie, the bride, and her friend Jess, the soon-to-be bridesmaid, but not yet, had been friends for a long time. Even when Marie moved to Japan, Jess remained in the US, and they stayed in touch. Marie announces she's getting married to a British guy she met in Japan. The wedding, to make it easier for everyone, will be in some exotic all-inclusive that is very expensive. Jess is not asked to be a bridesmaid, but all of a sudden she's Marie's best friend, and it would be inconceivable that she not come. Marie's a good manipulator and Jess felt compelled to scrimp and save to go. Turns out that most, if not all of Marie's friends won't shell out, and so she doesn't want empty rows. As she gets closer to the date, Marie insists that Jess fly in at least 1 week before the wedding to spend quality time. Marie run errands for her. Jess can't because a cheaper ticket had her coming in 2 days before the wedding. Marie becomes a bridezilla and the other girls in her party are getting fed up. Secret emails are flying back and forth like they're in resistance. Tickets bought, dress tailored the day before Jess leaves. I'm helping her pack when she gets a Skype from Marie. The wedding is off. Seems she's been contemplating this for a year and was in therapy. Didn't love him. Realization, this was for stability. Told no one. What?
I am tired of Earth.
Welcome back to another episode of That's So Fucked Up. So fucked up. Crutches are ugly. So I was recently kicked out of my friend's of 15 plus years wedding because I fell and fractured my kneecap. The wedding's a month away and I may be off my crutches by then. I told her I just didn't know, but I can walk with assistance. I just can't bend my knee. I'm in a knee mobilizer, but the dress is so long it wouldn't be seen. Side note, I picked out the bridesmaids' dresses. So bridezilla or reasonable? You know you're a bridezilla when you worry more about what the wedding party looks like than who is actually at your wedding witnessing you on supposedly the happiest day of your life.
But my wedding photos. I don't want crutches in my wedding photos.
My maid of honor got a tattoo of a constellation, which is the theme of my wedding next year. We've been planning the wedding for months now. I found it insensitive. Am I overthinking this? I would say yes. I would say you're overthinking it. Imagine thinking that you own the sky. Sonzilla decides mom's engagement ring is now an heirloom that he's entitled to and mom is selfish for not handing it over. My son Sam and his longtime girlfriend, now fiance Emily, finally decided to get married. Sam wanted my engagement ring to give to Emily. Sam said this would be a great way to keep him from starting his marriage in debt from having to buy a new expensive diamond ring. I love my engagement ring. I have worn it every day since my husband proposed to me, and to be honest, I still have plenty of years to live, and I want to keep wearing it until I'm old and gray. As you should, sweetheart. Also, my ring is not a family heirloom. Oh, that's weird. Oh, the entitlement. I can feel it through the screen. So I told them that I appreciated them wanting my ring, but no, I want to keep it. However, when I am old, I would be more than happy to give it to their future children. That's your ring, baby. You keep it. The audacity! I cannot even imagine. Wouldn't that be nice though, eh? Mom, I really like your ring.
Cast it into the fire!
Can I have it?
You may not, sir.
My boyfriend, 34 at the time, and I, 27 at the time, were invited to his high school friend's wedding. I had gotten to know Jane, and we even did some voiceover work together. So my boyfriend and I were told we were definitely invited to her wedding. While doing the voiceover work, Jane said, OP, you're coming to my wedding, right? I said, of course I'm coming. So the invitation arrived and was addressed to my boyfriend's name only. The invite said, Jake +1. The envelope only contained the information about the church, and there was no info on the reception, nor was there a checkbox on menu choices. On the day of the wedding, we arrived at the church. Upon entering the church, we noticed a gift tabled off to the side. After the lovely ceremony, we were talking with some of the other guests, and Jake said to one guy, where's the reception going to be? The guy hesitated a bit, showed us a small card, and said, was this card included in your invite? It was a different style card that didn't match the stationery of the invite. Jake said no. Then the guy explained that only those who received that card are invited to the reception because they needed to keep the guest list small due to budget. Jake and I left. We found out later it was a dry wedding, so we didn't miss out. Dry wedding, does that mean no alcohol?
No. Wait.
Who doesn't have alcohol at their wedding?
You're a monster!
I find it funny that this girl was like, you're coming to my wedding, right? Trying to make sure everybody brings a gift, you know what I mean? But not invite everyone to the reception. Is that a thing? I didn't know it was a thing to like have a wedding and then a reception that like the majority of guests weren't invited to. I understand not wanting kids at the reception because that could get embarrassing for the adults. Yeah, I don't know. I've never experienced that.
Very interesting.
Am I the a-hole for talking my family out of giving my future sister-in-law our traditional wedding gift and risk being uninvited? All right. You may be seated. My family is Asian while my future sister-in-law is white. I don't have a problem with interracial relationships as we have several members of our extended family who married other races. In fact, I'm currently in a serious relationship with a woman who is also white. My girlfriend is wonderful and loves trying new things that my culture has to offer. Some things she loves, other things she likes, and she downright hates some things. The main point is that she tries them, whether it's music, food, or traditions. My future sister-in-law is the complete opposite. She rarely comes to family dinner because she doesn't like the smell of our food. She doesn't join in our celebrations because it's so different. For example, the Lunar New Year. For example, the Lunar New Year is a huge celebration for us and she calls it Fake New Year. And we just made it up to party. You know, there's like different cultures with like different calendars, right? This bride has just discovered culture. She and my brother are having their wedding soon, and surprise, she didn't want any of our culture in it. It got to the point that my parents almost refused to go. We had to have a huge sit down to smooth things over, and I was actually on my brother's side, even though I was also annoyed by sister-in-law. I told my parents it's their wedding and we should stay out of the planning. The trouble started when my girlfriend and I took my parents out for my mom's birthday. My girlfriend commented on my mom's necklace, to which my mom answered that she already picked out the style for my girlfriend's jewelry set when we get married. In our tradition, the family of the groom gifts their new daughter-in-law a necklace, earrings, and another piece of jewelry during the morning event on the wedding day. The set usually costs $40,000 to $50,000 in my family tradition. That's a lot of money for a necklace and some earrings, but like also really nice that they want to involve you in their traditions. My girlfriend was honored, then asked if my mom picked out one for sister-in-law since their wedding was coming out. My mom said no, and she was gonna meet with the jeweler soon to see what they have to offer. I spoke up and asked why they're going through with this one tradition when sister-in-law forbade all of our other traditions.
I like money.
I said I wasn't chipping in and suggested gifting her a toaster. Oh no, the toaster, eh? The toaster! Why do I know this is not gonna go well? Why do I know what's coming? I do know what's coming. Last night, my brother-in-law calls me screaming with sister-in-law yelling in the background. Apparently, our parents told them we're not keeping the one tradition that will cost us $40,000 to $50,000. Well, that's fair because she doesn't really seem to appreciate any other traditions. Does she only appreciate the ones worth lots of money?
Yes.
He called me an a-hole and told me that unless I and my parents follow through on the jewelry gift, we are uninvited.
Oh, it is on.
I see how it is. Am I the a-hole for following sister-in-law's lead, keeping in our traditions out of the wedding? No, that's what she wanted. It's a tradition.
When people do this, I don't really know what that means.
Around and find out. I don't mind. Like, I really don't. Like, it's one thing to be kind of upset about it, but it's another thing to threaten to uninvite you from the wedding because she's not getting a present. Or the present that she specifically wanted. She was probably gonna sell it anyway. Like, realistically. I'm curious though, what would she actually have worn it? Or would she just have like kept it and sold it? You're not the a-hole for now, but let's get some more context. Even though future sister-in-law is annoying and disrespectful, I don't get racist vibes from her. Trust me, I would love it if she was because that would give me more things to hold against her, but she's not. Part of our
tradition is that the groom's immediate family all chip in for the jewelry set. Since all of our other siblings are either in school or just starting their careers, I'm the only one who can financially chip in. I was gonna cover half the cost while my parents covered the other half, which is why I thought I had a say in what we get them. I don't know, this is a tough one. This is okay. On the one hand, it is her wedding, and if she doesn't want to make it a cultural wedding, that is her choice. But it's like, it's also the little digs at your culture, and then only wanting something having to do with your culture that involves giving expensive gifts. Why wasn't she this passionate about other things that don't involve jewelry? My girlfriend called my future sister-in-law gorgeous the first time they met. She has a couple of degrees. That is why my brother's with her. My brother doesn't stand up for himself much, and to be honest, other night when he screamed at me was the first time in our lives that he did. It shocked me. We didn't want their wedding to completely be drenched in our tradition as much as we wanted some of our tradition mixed in. We didn't care as much for the food as we did about the part where they go from one table to another so that the guests at each table can toast the newlywed. We understand that our traditional morning and lunch ceremonies in addition to the church and reception could be much, so we just asked for a short 1-hour morning ceremony with the traditional pomp, such as the groom's family bringing a parade of gifts, but they refused and insisted on just the church and reception. She calls it a fake New Year. We made up just to party. Like, you say that she's not racist, but like, kind of a rude thing to say. Like, it really is. Hasn't Lunar New Year been around like a lot longer than our New Year?
Ironic.
Like the traditional like New Year's Eve celebration, hasn't that been around for much less time than the Lunar New Year? History of the Chinese New Year festival can be traced back to more than 4,000 years ago. I rest my case. Dude, she screams gold digging. Totally nasty comments. She must be insanely attractive to cover up her disgusting personality. Not the a-hole. Talk with your parents and tell them to stand their ground even more, as it's proving she's just using the family. I mean, why are you only accepting of traditions when it benefits you?
Money!
This is the thing about mixed couples. It's a lovely world. We're marrying people from different cultures and backgrounds. In order to really respect that person and learn everything about them, you do have to try things. You don't have to like everything. But like, I don't know, a wedding is a big deal and different cultures have different traditions for weddings. You should be excited to learn about that. If you don't want to marry someone Chinese, then don't marry someone Chinese. I mean, why else would a racist marry into a culture she has zero respect for? Also, I have to admit, I was thinking, sheesh, how good is she in those activities that his brother is okay with a blatant racism and disrespect to their culture?
Oh, she's good. She's very good.
Honestly, call off the wedding. This is weird. Am I the a-hole for asking my sister whether I could have my wedding at her house even though she's bought me my wedding dress? I, 25 female, was supposed to get married in late April. Due to COVID, we decided to postpone. We've been postponing and finally our venue's opening up, but they said we can only bring 20 guests.
What?
We originally had a guest list of over 100 people, but due to the pandemic, a lot of them backed out and said they'd attend over Zoom. We're down to 60 people now. My sister was one of those people. She was 2 months pregnant at the time, now she's 7 months along or almost, and said that she'd attend over Zoom. I know she felt very bad, so she bought me my wedding dress as my wedding gift and apology present. For a while now, brother-in-law have been in the process of buying a new house. They finally moved in a month and a half ago. Their house is gorgeous. It has a pool and tennis court. I know that she can get her pool covered, and removing the nets from the tennis court would open up a world of possibilities and give us so much space to work with. Your sister told you that she's pregnant and can't attend your wedding, and your solution is to go and have the wedding at her house? What's she supposed to do? Where's she supposed to go? Surprise! She was unhappy when I brought it up. Yeah, because that's Delulu. That's a Delulu request. Apparently she didn't want people coming in and out, setting up the place, then giving up a spare bedroom or two to me and my bridesmaids and having makeup artists come in the house. Okay, so she's literally told you how uncomfortable she is to the point where she can't attend your wedding because she's pregnant and doesn't want to put her child at risk. And your solution is to now go into her house with a bunch of people she doesn't know and have the wedding there?
What are you, stupid?
Why did you even ask this? This is bizarre. I don't get the big deal. She can still stay inside and watch the ceremony over Zoom, or even better, her balcony. Okay, so what happens like in the days after the wedding? Are you gonna pay someone to come and clean everything from top to bottom? This is the only way I can get all 60 of my guests to attend without cutting down more. I highly doubt that that's the only way, okay? I don't get why she doesn't want to compromise. She doesn't have to attend in person if she doesn't want to, but it's her house. She said she's already bought me my wedding dress, but I'm willing to pay her back for it in monthly payments if it means she'll let me have her wedding at her place. Okay, this is a lot. You're asking a lot. Did she say no? Good. Another thing you can do that other people are saying is you could have waited until after COVID if you wanted everybody to attend. What's the rush? Why are you in such a rush, babe? You're the a-hole. American Idol singer famous for his rendition of She Bangs. Oh God, this guy wants you to pay for his wedding. Stop. William Hung, I haven't heard your name in so long.
She bangs! She bangs!
Oh, baby.
Hey everyone, I have some exciting news to share. I'm getting married. Well, congratulations, William.
You dumb bastard.
That's right, the lovable American Idol contestant who captured your hearts with unforgettable performances is trying to knot with my sweetheart. I mean, that's one way to put it, yeah? As I prepare to start this exciting new chapter, I could use your support. That's why I'm encouraging you to make a donation to my wedding registry. By doing so, you'll not only be helping to make my special day even more memorable, but also showing love and support for my lifelong mission to help more people make their dreams come true. It is your dream to help other people, but you want other people to help you, so you help other people.
I honestly didn't get any of that.
Your contribution can help cover everything from the wedding venue to the cake and everything in between. Whether you're able to give a little or a lot, every dollar counts and will be greatly appreciated. So what are you waiting for? A lot. I'm waiting for a lot of things. I'm waiting for a better reason to give this person a lot of money. I'm waiting for a better excuse as to why you're rushing a marriage when you clearly can't afford it. You're the a-hole. Am I the a-hole for leaving my sister's wedding early because she kept my husband out of the pictures? My 31 male sister Anne, 34 female, got married on Saturday. My husband of 7 years, Mark, 32 male, was there with me, and up until one point, it was an amazing evening. After the ceremony, Anne wanted a picture with all of our siblings. There's 5 of us and their respective partners, so we started lining up. When Anne saw that my husband was standing next to me, she shook her head and said something about him ruining the aesthetic. I'm sorry, is your relationship not aesthetically pleasing to your sister? Apparently, her plan was to put one man and one woman next to each other alternately. Okay. Are you serious? My younger sister, 18 female, who doesn't have a partner and was standing on the very side, offered to stand between the two of us so we could be close and Anne's wish could still be respected. Okay, yeah, that's a decent solution. I fail to understand why, if people are going to be standing with their partners, what does it matter if they're aesthetically pleasing or not?
She's horrible.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. It just kind of sounds like she doesn't like the fact that you're gay. Sorry. Is that like, am I reaching here? Because what is this really about? I thought that was a great solution, but Anne disagreed and told Mark to get out of the picture. He's quite introverted and tries to avoid confrontation under all circumstances, so he simply complied and told me not to get angry. But it was obvious that he was hurt and disappointed by being left out.
Yeah, no Sherlock.
I fail to see why she wouldn't want her brother-in-law in the photos with her. Obviously, it didn't stop me from getting angry, and I walked away with him. I can understand that Anne wants her wedding pictures to look exactly like how she imagined them. Did she also imagine that her brother would be straight? Burn! But I think that the idea my younger sister proposed was very reasonable. I congratulated Anne and her husband one last time, but then I said my goodbyes. When I was asked why we were leaving early, especially before taking pictures, I said I didn't feel like our presence was wanted. Literally. We left before dinner was served, and I took Mark out to his favorite restaurant to cheer him up a little. Anne has texted me since saying I was being over dramatic and making a fuss over nothing. Okay, but she's the one that didn't want your husband in the picture. Like, you offered a solution. You said, okay, so then we can just put a girl in between us. But she's the one that didn't want your husband in the picture. Why is that?
Seems kind of gay.
Our parents have tried to remain neutral, but except for my younger sister, the rest of my family supports Anne and think that leaving early was going too far and that I should have sucked it up instead of ruining her big day. Also, to edit for confusion, my husband is able-bodied and white, so is most of my family, but we are indeed a gay couple. I don't think you were the a-hole, my dear. I think that not wanting someone to be in pictures deliberately is really rude. I don't care if it's your wedding or not. What does it matter if they're in the pictures? Unless you have an ulterior motive for not wanting them to be in the pictures, which is also a reason to leave.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Not the a-hole. Has your sister always been shamelessly homophobic? See? Or has the wedding brought out a new side of her?
That's new.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not crazy because that is the first. I didn't want to like jump the gun or anything because that is what I got from this. I admit I didn't even realize that was a possibility. I just saw 2 married people at a wedding. So that to me would probably feel like I was being discriminated against. I've never been discriminated against in that way, but I think that they were there and they probably felt some type of way about being excluded. 100% homophobia, even if the sister doesn't even realize it. If you're fully embracing a family member as LGBTQ+, aesthetic of siblings with their partners having one couple being two gay men would mean nothing. This sounds homophobic. Like, this sounds like she does not like gay people. The aesthetic for a siblings and partner photo is that your siblings and their partners are in the photo. If anything, you could make an argument to do a photo with and without the younger single sister. That's a good point. Could have been like, okay, we'll get one where the aesthetic is what I want, and then we'll get one with all the siblings together with their partners. The bride fully didn't want him to be in the photo. It wasn't about that. It was about him not wanting him to be in the photo. Your parents are not being neutral either. That is a good point. They are showing they are uncomfortable with the gay couple by siding on the sister's side of the argument about BS aesthetic and letting it look how the sister imagined it, aka hetero couples only. You're not the a-hole, my dear. And you gotta talk to your sister about her issues.
Which one?
Am I the a-hole for leaving my friend's wedding when she told me I needed to cover up my psoriasis? God, these brides really do be out here thinking that their wedding is like some sort of like magazine shoot or something. You're getting married. This isn't Vogue. And by the way, Vogue would for sure put someone with psoriasis on the cover. Aren't we keeping up with beauty standards now? Everybody is different. Let's embrace it. You made me sit. I'm sure you were sitting already, but you make you sit down again. I, 24 female, have psoriasis. It is all over my body and presents like vitiligo in a way, just so you can get an image in your head. I have medicated cream that helps with the itchiness, and it also helps with the dryness. The psoriasis is all over my body with it stopping right on my neck, and I do have a few spots on the side of my face near my ears. I've always been pretty embarrassed as I cannot cake on enough makeup to truly cover up my psoriasis. It's textured and thick, and on top of that, no matter what I do or however I attempt said makeup, it always looks horrible. There is something about applying makeup to texture that just makes it look 10 times worse. And the fact that you're covering it up is just like you're adding product to it, and that just makes it stick out more. It just looks like you're trying to cover something up, you know? My doctor also recommended to not smother the areas with makeup as it tends to make it worse and itchier. That is a good point. And it doesn't surprise me because like your skin is kind of peeling off and stuff, and that's kind of creating like an open wound, so to speak, and you don't want to be covering that up and putting makeup on it. My friend's wedding was on Saturday, and of course I was invited. I bought a dress that would cover my body fairly well as I didn't want to draw attention to myself. The entire week leading up to the wedding, I was continuously testing concealers on the remaining spots that were exposed, which made me itchy. And I basically scratched my skin raw. Oh, girl, that's brutal. With psoriasis, those areas can sometimes bleed if I scratch too much, which is what happened. My boyfriend, who was attending the wedding, told me I shouldn't worry about it and that it would be better if I just stopped trying to cover them as it was just making it worse. You're here for the boyfriend. I reluctantly agreed and we attended the wedding ceremony. It was great. I was extremely happy for my friend and her now husband. But as we were leaving to go to cocktail hour, she pulled me aside and asked if I was going home to cover up my psoriasis. Never did I think that someone who had just gotten married would be so fixated on someone else's skin condition and felt it necessary to tell that someone to go cover it up.
Girl, don't you got bigger things to worry about?
I was a little taken aback and explained that I couldn't, as the entire week I'd been testing concealers and made it 20 times worse. She told me she didn't care.
Friends like these, huh?
Absolutely not. No way. This was her wedding and she didn't want her guests asking me questions or feeling queasy during dinner. Okay. No one feels queasy except for you, darling. It's not that serious. God, what a bitch. I'm sorry. That is so rude. My boyfriend stepped in and told her if that was the case, we would be leaving and not attending the rest of the wedding. She was pissed off and extremely angry at that choice, and ever since, she's been ranting about it to our friends. She was angry that your boyfriend, stand-up guy, stuck up for you and you guys threatened to leave the wedding because she insulted you and the way that you look.
That is correct.
Not the a-hole, and honestly, that would be the end of the friendship for me. She really showed you her true colors, didn't she? OP response, that's why I put friends in quotes, because I don't think I'll ever speak to her again. I don't think you should, babes. I don't think anybody would really care all that much. Nobody's gonna get queasy, except for maybe her. And frankly, if your friend gets queasy at the sight of you, yeah, you shouldn't be friends with that person. For the record, I don't think that she gets queasy at the sight of you. I think that she was just being incredibly rude. You're not the a-hole, my dear.
And I really like your boyfriend, by the way. At least you have him through all of this. Stand up guy. All right, we got one more, and I saved the doozy for last. They are all doozies, though, aren't they?
Damn straight.
Am I the a-hole for wearing my engagement ring when I knew my stepsister was getting engaged? I will be the judge of that, but doesn't sound like it. I, 28 female, got engaged at the beginning of December. For Christmas, I was staying with my mom and stepdad, and they were hosting my stepdad's whole family. Step-siblings, mothers, brothers, cousins, families. For a New Year's party. Prior to this, my stepsister, 29 female, Rachel's now fiance Matt, informed my parents that he was going to propose and asked if it would be okay to do it at the party, and my parents agreed.
Best mistake.
For the party, everyone was dressing up, and obviously, to me, I was wearing my engagement ring.
As one does.
Everybody already knew I was engaged, but it was the first time they'd seen the ring in person. So at the start of the party, everyone was interested in seeing it. I did notice that Matt was being a bit cold with me, but I thought it was nerves. Oh, was like Matt a little uncomfortable with the ring size? You made him look like a chump? What happened? What's happening here? Or is this simply just a case of your engagement overshadowed his engagement? Let's find out. The proposal happened and it was beautiful. Everybody congratulated Rachel, but it was kind of a 50-50 on people wanting to look at and compliment her ring and mine. Awkward. Okay. A lot of comparisons were made, nothing unkind, and everyone was really happy for Rachel, as was I. The day after, Rachel and Matt blew up at me about wearing my ring to the party. This is what happens when you get engaged. You wear rings.
It's quite cool.
Honestly, if they were that worried about the comparison and you know, kind of like taking the limelight, maybe they should have picked a later date to do the engagement. Rachel said I was deliberately trying to draw attention to myself on her special night.
What are you talking about?
Okay, but you also get to be congratulated on your engagement, not just her. And that since I knew beforehand she was getting engaged, I shouldn't have worn my ring. No, that doesn't work like that. When you get engaged, you wear your ring everywhere. Since I don't always wear it anyway. Well, okay, that's fair, but like I would imagine you would probably wear it to like a New Year's Eve party where people are dressed up and looking nice. I don't really agree with this since I've been engaged for weeks and everybody already knew about it. It's not like I stole her thunder, nor did I intend to by wearing my ring. I wore it because I'm engaged, so that's what you do. Matt then accused, I knew it. Listen to this. Matt then accused me of embarrassing her by wearing my colossally large ring, when I knew Rachel's wouldn't be anywhere near as big, and intentionally showing him up in front of the family. I knew that's what this really was about. He even went on about the other jewelry I wore. Oh dear Lord. I can understand wanting to get your partner everything, right? And not being able to do that, not being able to provide, that would probably bother you quite a bit. Let's also not forget the fact that not everybody can afford a colossally large ring. Not everybody wants a colossally large ring. At the end of the day, an engagement ring symbolizes a promise. And it really shouldn't matter how big it is. It really shouldn't. Is that what you're reducing this to? My stepdad called them both stupid for their outburst. My stepbrother said there's no way I could have known that's how they'd feel. It's not like they asked me not to wear it. That's a good point. But also, even if they did ask you not to wear it, you better wear it. My mom says, while she knows I didn't do it deliberately, she can see where Rachel is coming from since everyone preferred my ring to hers. Everybody else there shouldn't have compared the two. I feel like the a-holes here are the ones that were at the party, the family and friends, that were kind of making, you know, Rachel and Matt feel weird about the fact that they had a smaller ring. You should never be like, oh, mine's bigger, hee hee.
Men do it all the time.
There should have never been like comparisons. She also said that given my ring is quite unique, I should have considered it would draw attention. I'm sorry, honey, that's the point of engagement rings. Not the a-hole, you are engaged. It is normal for you to wear your ring, especially at family occasions. Yes, especially when you're dressing up and wearing nice jewelry and nice clothes and stuff, like New Year's Eve. What's next? Can you not bring your husband to their wedding because any reminder that anyone else has gotten married would be upstaging their day? This just sounds like they are like a little bit insecure and jealous. Getting married is not about the ring size. It's not about, you know, all these superficial things. It's supposed to be about two people getting engaged because they love each other and want to spend the rest of their lives. Why are we like placing so much importance on a ring size? Everybody at this party remove your rings so only Rachel's ring shines. Oh, and Merry Christmas.
You filthy animal.
God, that is the most Delulu thing. Is that honestly what she expects? Imagine that was like a thing. Oh, I got engaged, so I need you to take off your engagement ring so that it doesn't upstage mine. I've said this once before and I will say it again. Normalize being happy for other people. Stop comparing what you have to what someone else has, okay? It doesn't help anybody. Comparison is the enemy of happiness, and that's on period. Subscribe!